Shalom and welcome back. I'm Aline, your guide in Israel. Today we are going to follow in the footsteps of Jesus and walk together along the Via Dolorosa and visit the Garden Tomb. Stay tuned until the end because we will have a special interview. So let's get started. Our tour starts here in the middle of the Muslim quarter of the old city of Jerusalem. This is where the Antonia fortress used to be, and it will be here that Pontius Pilate will condemn Jesus to death by crucifixion. It will also be where Jesus is scourged, where he receives the crown of thorns and also the cross. And that's why the entire path we're about to take is the path that Jesus walked while carrying the cross. We just entered an antique shop. Why? So we can see this wall here. This wall is part of the Antonia fortress from the original fortress built by Herod. We've reached a very important point on the path at its division. If we go to our right now, we'll head toward the Garden Tomb. But if we took the left, we would head toward the Holy Sepulchre. We'll talk more about this discussion later, but for now, let's head toward the Garden Tomb. And these stones we're walking on now, they're the original pavement from the time of Jesus. The 1 kilometer path is all uphill. Let's keep going. Many times people are surprised to see the mess and the commerce here on the Via Dolorosa, but that's been the reality since the time of Jesus. Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor, made Jesus carry the cross through the city streets in front of shops and schools so that as many people as possible would witness his humiliation and suffering. And now we're leaving through the Damascus Gate. Remember that Jesus was crucified outside the city walls. And if you're enjoying this tour, share this video with your friends. We're just arriving here at the Garden Tomb. And here to welcome us is our friend João.
Shalom, welcome, welcome.
We are now in front of Calvary. We can see this photo here from over 100 years ago, which shows the shape of this face that looks like a skull. A few years ago, a snowfall broke off the nose, which was part of the face's shape. But here in the time of Jesus, it was a place of crucifixion and stoning. This is where he will be crucified. This place was discovered in 1874 by the German archaeologist Konrad Tick, and he saw that this area where we are fits perfectly with the description of the events of Jesus. In front of Calvary nowadays we see this Arab Muslim bus station. They refuse to sell the land, and that's why we see this mess here every day. This beautiful place where we are walking now belonged to Joseph of Arimathea, as did the tomb carved into the rock that we are about to see now. Here we see a tomb carved into the rock. At the entrance, we see this groove where the large stone used to be, which was used to close the entrance to the tomb. And now let's go inside and see it from within. On Friday, Jesus' body will be brought here and placed in this space. The tomb will be closed, and on Sunday, the tomb will be found empty here. This cross that we see in front of us was painted during the Byzantine period, the first Christian period in Israel, and it shows that this was already a Christian place of prayer since the earliest Christians in the Holy Land. As you know, there is the Holy Sepulchre and here is the Garden Tomb. And the question I wanted to ask you is, what is your opinion about these two places?
Well, one thing we know is that both places have historical significance, both the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and this place here. Over there, the tradition is much older, and this place here is much newer. However, here you can clearly visualize what is written in the Bible. The Bible says in John that near the area of the crucifixion, there was a garden, an agricultural place. And we have this wine press here, which is also from the Roman period. So it shows that there was a large vineyard, and this tomb is also from that period. The Bible says that Joseph of Arimathea had a large family tomb. He was a wealthy man. And this tomb fits with what is written in the Bible. One interesting thing the Bible says is this: after the Sabbath, the women return to prepare Jesus' body. They go into the tomb and look to the right side and see a young man dressed in white sitting there. So in this tomb here, you can clearly see what I'm talking about. Anyone who comes here to the mouth of the tomb and leans in will see directly the area that the Bible describes here. So you can see it very clearly. And then the people who come here draw their own conclusions. Well, there's a very positive point about this place because it fits with what's written in the Bible and people can see it with their own eyes. And this channel here, this little wall here, is where the stone would roll. Remember the story where the Bible says the women were worried about who would roll the stone away from the entrance of the tomb? Here we can see something that the Bible shows us with our own eyes.
So thank you very much, Joan. And it's summed up very well here in what's written in this place. He is not here because he has risen, and that's what really matters. And this place is a place of great faith and emotion. I hope you enjoyed today's tour. If you did, please subscribe to the channel. A kiss from Jerusalem and see you next time.